That was it. But now it was time for the most exciting part of the night. All the press made their way to the spin room. Well, basically, the spin room was the talking heads from the various campaigns would come into this tightly packed lobby to try to catch some questions from the media and get some FaceTime on TV. Well, little did they know they would get some FaceTime at ISPNmedia.com. So he and I tried to make our way around the room, and we spotted somebody from Bill Richardson's campaign. Here's a little bit of what he had to say about opponent Hillary Clinton.
I think Hillary wants to support the governor of New York. I think she wasn't totally clear on that issue.
She said yes and no. Yes.
She wasn't totally clear on that, but I think she indicated she wanted to support the governor of New York.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions?
I'll give anybody else a chance here.
From there, we made our way over to a spokesperson from the John Edwards campaign.
Well, again, I think he's the one guy in the race who's really out there articulating a very clear mission for America, who understands that the system in Washington is broken, that the system is rigged against regular Americans, and that if we're going to make progress on health care, on energy independence, on any of this war, the first thing we need to do is end this broken system.
How's he going to help the schools in America?
Well, he's got a very ambitious educational plan, starting with universal preschool and a great program for college for everyone, to make the first year of college free for every American.
Now here comes the funny man himself, Ed Rendell. And I kind of feel bad for him. He's not even off the clock when he's trying to enjoy a Democratic debate. Here's somebody trying to pitch an idea to him, and he's telling her to refer it to his Philadelphia office. Man, he's just trying to take in a debate and enjoy his night.
That issue has been raised. But I think she's right. We have to resolve the immigration question on a national basis. It shouldn't be different in Pennsylvania, New York, and New Jersey. And I understand Governor Spitzer's sense of frustration, but this has got to be solved. Senator Clinton is very right about that. Of course, it got caught up in the gotcha politics. What did you say? When did you say it? Missed the major points you made.
Governor, I'm sorry, I just came in at the end. You said you thought that Clinton sort of did worse as the night went on, or just didn't defend herself as well later in the evening?
At the beginning, when the attacks came, I thought she did a terrific job at fending them off. But in the last half hour, it just got, everyone was ganging up on her so much, and both the media, the two questioners, as well as the other candidates, it wore on her. But again, if anybody was watching this debate in the last half hour, I'd be deeply surprised. I mean, we blew an opportunity to have a real discussion about national issues because we were so interested in gotcha politics. Who said what? Who lied about what? Can you tell me where they stand on education, what the differences are? Can you tell me where they stand on energy, how they're going to get to alternative energy? Can you tell me where they stand on health care? Was there any discussion about the differences in their health care proposal? We know that Senator Kucinich is for a single payer and nobody else is, but do we know anything else about the health care plans of the others? NBC blew a chance to have a real discussion of the issues because we're so intent in this country on gotcha politics. You said this 6 years ago, and now you're saying this 3 years ago, and yesterday you said that. That's all we're interested in. We're not interested in a real discussion of the issues. I was very disappointed. In 2 hours, I thought we had a chance to really delve into some of the nuances. Very disappointed in the debate. Not the candidate.
So Ed didn't like the debate. Huh. Here's the next mayor of Philadelphia, Michael Nutter. I guess he sat in for John Street, who was ill.
Issues do you think are most important politicians right now? Which candidate do you think is most important?
Well, I mentioned the things that I think are important. I mean, there's a war going on. There's poverty still in this country. The education system is not where it should be. Infrastructure, investment. I mean, all of these issues, college access, and scholarship financial aid.
Now here's somebody who disagreed with Ed Rendell. It's Howard Dean, chairman of the DNC. And he had a lot to talk about.
It was a good exchange. I thought it was entertaining and occasionally funny, and that's important.
Here he is when being questioned about Kucinich's UFOs.
I definitely did. So I think I'm not going to comment on that. At some other time, I'll be happy to share my views on that. But I think now all it does is put me in the campaign. That's not where I would need to be.
Mr. Dean, by University.
Now Dean talks about Hillary getting beat up on by the boys.
When you're in front, it's harder to fend off everybody because you know you're going to be the center of attention. not at one. You want to attack, but you don't want to attack too hard. I thought there was a good balance. I mean, I thought all the candidates showed their strengths. I was very pleased with how it turned out. I thought it was pretty entertaining, which is important. I thought it was funny, which is very important. And I thought there were some damn good one-liners.
We talked about a little bit as a candidate.
And now here he is talking about Iraq.
I try not to insert myself into the campaign, so I generally after debates I don't comment on issues because people assume that I'm therefore commenting on the candidates.
If like the average American says, you know, we want to end this war for the Democratic Congress, and the war is still not over, what do you feel from the Democratic Party? What, in general, is their stance on the war?
Well, I think it's pretty clear. Every single one of the Democrats running for president has a plan to get us out of Iraq and wants to do it quickly. Every single candidate running for president on the Republican side, with the exception of Ron Paul, the libertarian, wants to stay in Iraq. It's pretty clear. Every one of the Republicans thought it was a good idea to veto the president's our health care bill. Everybody on the Democratic side thought we ought to have a health care bill that covers all our kids. They all thought it was a great idea to pardon Scooter Libby. We'd like to end the culture of Republican corruption. So there's some really clear differences between every single person on that stage tonight and every single person on the Republican stage. But as far as commenting on individual candidates planning to get out of Iraq, I don't think I should do that.
Now, what does the Democratic Congress plan to do in the future on very important issues to put them through and challenge the president?
Well, the truth of the matter is, we're not going to end the war in Iraq until we have a Democratic president. Because the president has consistently vetoed the plans that we did pass. Now the minority in the Senate, the Republicans in the Senate, are preventing us from even bringing those plans up for a vote. So the conclusion is you can't get out of Iraq until you
And now the biggest moment in ISPN media history.
Do you think that any of the nominees we heard from tonight actually can do anything to convince Americans to do their part to fight our global crisis?
Yeah, I do think so. You mean global warming?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they all. I mean, I was impressed by the discussion of sacrifice because we haven't heard much of that for the last 8 years, and it's the truth.
Do you think that somebody in particular can actually get Americans up in arms about this?
I most certainly, Al Gore certainly did.
Yeah, Al Gore certainly did, but he's not running, is he?
No, he's not, but if Al Gore can do it, these other candidates will do it too.
Great. Nice talking to you. Thank you.
Wait, did he just get something out of Howard Dean?
Do you think that somebody in particular can actually get Americans up in arms about this?
I most certainly, Al Gore certainly did. Al Gore certainly did. Al Gore certainly did.
ISPN media exclusive.